Hello, and welcome to Empowered Voices, Stories from the Arc of Greater Boone County. I'm Pam Verbarg, and today I have a member of our leadership team with me to meet you all. And I'm going to give him a chance to introduce himself and tell us a little bit about what he does and his role in departments.
Thanks for having me. My name is Doug Herlinsky. I'm the operations director here at the Arc of Greater Boone County. I've been here since June of 2022. So I oversee the day service program and the career connections program, which provides employment opportunities out in the community.
So tell me a little bit about what Day Services does.
Sure. So day services right now, we have about 119 people that we serve throughout a month. And the day service program is really an education focused and goal reaching focused program here at the Arc. We provide services during the day from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And we have, a number of different opportunities for people to engage in throughout the week. So some of these programs include art, education and literacy and math programs. We have crafts and music and movement, and many other opportunities for people to just kind of explore themselves and grow and learn skills. Along with that, we have some specific classes that we'd like people to take. One is a discovery class, which allows people to try a number of different things to determine what it is that they like, what they don't like, and what they're good at. Another class is a home skills class. Home skills focuses on some basic home skill needs like kitchen safety, doing laundry, home safety in general. And then we have the community skills class, and the community skills covers anything from learning to cross the street safely to what to do if you get lost out in the community. Aside from those, we have some more focused classes where people actually determine for themselves what it is that they want to focus on, what they want to learn and grow. Some of those focus classes right now include cooking. We have a budgeting and finance class, and we have a technology and internet skills and safety class as well. Um, in addition to that, we spend as much time as we can out and about. We try to get out of the facility as much as possible. Right now, we're averaging about 15% of our time out in the community, either going to museums, parks, other educational opportunities, and occasionally we have guests that come in to provide programs as well.
So you said 119 people. Um, how many staff do you have working with that program?
We have about 12 staff right now working with those 119 people. Now, when I say 119 people, that's throughout the month. On an average day, we have between 70 and 80 people on site.
And so as we know, people with disabilities have lots of different abilities and different skill levels. How do you um, match people up in who they spend their time with?
Sure. Well, we divide the day service program into two groups right now, two primary groups. One group is what we call our life skills group, and these are people with higher needs. So these are people that need help with toileting, with feeding. Perhaps they have little or no self advocacy skills. So they are in smaller groups, ratios generally of 1 to 4, sometimes up to 1 to 6. As far as a staff to client ratio. For the folks in our regular day service program, they're really grouped by their interests and who they like to hang out with. We like to provide a lot of educational opportunities, but it's also a social opportunity. And sometimes the social skills and the social interaction is the primary need for the person that we're serving. So finding that right social fit for them is important as well.
Okay. And you also mentioned when you introduced your programs, Career Connections. And you said in that program, you are supporting people in their careers. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Okay, so our Career Connections program works primarily with adults with disabilities that we may or may not serve in another capacity. The goal is to help them find employment opportunities with regular employees or employers that you would find out in the community. So we try to work with them to identify what their interests are and, again, what they're good at, what they like to do, and make that match and try to find them an environment not only that allows them to do something that they can thrive and enjoy doing, but it's the right environment that can help support them. Because our goal is always to try to find somebody a job that they can stick with, that they will be successful at, and that we can fade our services over time so that they can either be independent or be supported completely by the natural supports that they get on the job. Right now, we're currently working with 40 people looking to try to support them in their current position or helping them find a new role.
So I'm going to come back to talking a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about how you got started in the field.
So I came from an association management background. I worked for many years in a national education association, and I took a role with the Ohio Association of Adult Services. So I started in this field in Ohio, and that association serves organizations like the ARC to better serve the people that they work with and better accomplish their missions. So I kind of came about this from kind of on the periphery of this industry by helping with more professional and legislative needs. And I moved to Indiana for my wife's job a number of years ago, and rather than look for another association related job, I loved what I was working in, and I thought it would be better to really dig in and serve people more directly, which is how I ended up here.
And we're right down the road.
And we're
So
right down the road.
awesome. So tell us, with your role, what do you find the most challenging?
Uh, Interesting. I'd say there's two things that I find really challenging. One is, over time, I feel like we're continuing to do a better job serving the people that we serve. But no matter how good we get, there's always more opportunities to better serve people and better help people reach their goals. In fact, as we grow and get better, we can see more of the opportunities to even get better beyond that. So finding the new ways to serve people, to help them grow, is always a challenge because there always seems to be, um, you know, many things that we can improve upon and many ways that we can grow. The other challenge, I think, is we have a lot of great staff that are dedicated, they're hardworking, they're really great with the people that we serve, and they're really good at their job. But continuing to attract people that are really good in this role and retain those people is always a challenge in this industry.
Then let's look at the other side of the coin. What's most rewarding?
Oh my gosh, the most rewarding thing is, again, our goal is to always help people become more independent, help them grow and reach their own goals. And when you see that, it's really an amazing breakthrough, especially when you see people that um, are accomplishing things that they didn't think they could do themselves, and sometimes their family didn't think that they would be able to achieve. So, and frankly, sometimes it's things we weren't even sure they'd be able to achieve, and being able to see that growth in their own skills and people's independence is so rewarding. It's really amazing.
So without using names, do you have a success story you'd like to share?
So, first thing that comes to mind is a gentleman that started with us. A young gentleman started with us back in 2022. He came in here. He was very quiet, very uh, um, um, in need of help on many different levels, including feeding himself, cleaning up after himself, engaging. He was nonverbal. And 4 years later, staff have, fallen in love with him. He does, uh, um, many things one-on-one with staff to try to help improve his skills. And today, not only does he feed himself and clean up after himself, he helps with a number of things around the office. He comes in the morning, he puts his own lunch away, and the first thing he does is he goes and visits friends. And as I mentioned, he was nonverbal when he first came here. When I walk in the room now, he calls my name and he comes over to me. So seeing that growth and again, not only achieving things that he had not done before, but the continued surprise for us and for his family on what he can do and what he's been able to accomplish is amazing.
And I think as you know, the audience knows, I've shared some of my history too. I think sometimes that's the most important thing to remember, and it's one of the things that keeps us most motivated in our jobs is seeing those sometimes extraordinary steps that people make in their lives just from what seems like small things that we're doing to make that difference, but to see those accomplishments beyond what we imagined is always probably the most rewarding thing we see.
It is, and sometimes those changes don't come quickly, but they do come, and you can see the excitement not only from our staff, but from the people themselves that are achieving these goals. So it's fantastic for everybody who's involved.
So, Doug, as we're talking today, are there any ways if listeners are thinking about, man, this sounds like something I'd like to get involved with? Do you have any needs where people could get involved today?
Certainly, we would love to have volunteers, especially if you have unique skills or opportunities that you can teach something to a group of people that would be interested in learning it. And we have art classes, for example, but art comes in many different styles and many different skills. So people with artistic ideas that want to share those, people that have musical skills that want to share those, people that have we had, for example, we had a building class that we had for a while with people learning skills for, being able to saw and hammer and use tools and build things. Those kind of opportunities. Whenever somebody has something unique to offer, um, we would love to have you give us a call, and see what we can work out and see what kind of programs we can put together.
Awesome. And listeners, if you are wondering how to get a hold of us, there's two ways. One is you can always call our office at 765-482-6815, or you can also on our website, thearcgbc.org, we do have a get involved button about volunteering and making a volunteer inquiry in there as well. So you can join us that way. Doug, anything else you want to share today?
The only thing I want to share, I guess, is having joined this field in the middle of my career. I want to say there's nothing more exciting than coming to work nowadays. When I used to work in an office, it was good work. I enjoyed what I did, but now when I come to the office and I walk in the room and I have a room full of people that are excited to see me and they're fun to talk to and they're sharing the excitement and joy of their life, it makes my day much more rewarding as well.
Awesome. Doug, thank you so much for joining me today. Listeners, I really wanted to start out and have opportunities like today for you all to meet members of our leadership team because we have an amazing team here at the Arc of Greater Boone County. And I think having them share some of their stories and their experiences will just help you get to know us a little bit better as well. So we'll wrap up today. Thank you so much for joining us with In Empowered Voices, and we'll see you next time.